Hey guys, welcome to a new what if. I've decided I'm gonna do a Naruto what if because I fucking love Naruto. So anyway, this will be what if Naruto had learned the flying raijin or the flying thunder god, whatever you want to call it. But okay, so some ground rules first. Obviously, this is how I could see this happening. When Kushina and Minato are saying their last words to Naruto before they die when he is a baby, Minato leaves his kunai with Naruto. Two of his marked kunai with Naruto, saying how he's passing on his legacy and he needs to be far greater than he ever was, so that he can achieve his goals and his dreams and protect the one that he loves. So, Naruto spent all of his life wondering who his dad was. Nobody in the village would tell him, but he cherished those kunai and he kept them close to his heart. Anytime he held them, he trained harder. He's the same Naruto, but he works a million times harder to try and find out what those things can do, what makes them so special. And every day he practices chakra control, pushing chakra into his hands. Pushing the chakra into his hands to power up the kunai. But all he gets is a faint orange yellowish glow from the blades every time before it fizzles out. So, because he's staying up late and focusing so much on trying to find out about his dad's legacy, he's always tired in school, and that's why he's still at the bottom of his class. Even though he has greater chakra control, and he has greater chakra control, and he can perform some complex. He can perform complex wind jutsu and lightning release jutsu. But he's still at the bottom of the barrel because every day he comes to school super tired. And Naruto knows that tomorrow is the last chance for him to think. But in the middle of the night, he wakes up, and it's like the kunai called to him. And he picked one of them up. And then he's like, no. He puts it in like that pouch that holds their ninja tools. And then he leaves to go to the Hokage's office, right? He snuck in and he stole the multi-shadow clone jutsu scroll, and he learned how to use it, right? And he practiced it, creating a bunch of shadow clones. And then he had an idea. He was like, what if I can create a bunch of shadow clones? And maybe because he has a bunch of chakra and he doesn't know how to use it all at one time, he's like summoning a bunch of shadow clones so that they can pour their chakra into the kunai to see what will happen. So he summons 10 shadow clones, right? By the way, I totally forgot the name of the guy that Naruto saved Uruka Sensei from, but that guy is following Naruto, and he sees the fourth Hokage's kunai, and he has a sinister idea. He already has the scroll, but he got greedy. He figured, okay, that kunai has the fourth Hokage's signature teleportation jutsu's mark on it. If I can somehow steal it from that brat, I will be the greatest and most powerful ninja to ever walk in this country, in this village, maybe in the whole damn world. So Naruto pours, all of the shadow clones are pouring chakra into this kunai, right? And then he just finally did it. He teleported up. He teleported on top of the fourth Hokage's statue. And then this is where something diverges from the timeline a bit. He sees a note. I mean, not a note, but it's like a carving out to the top of the rock wall. He's like, my son, you've grown. You've learned how to use my kunai. Use this newfound power. Use it for the right reasons. Make me proud. And then there's a name next to it. Jiraiya. And Naruto can't help but remember he had heard that name before. Jiraiya. I have to find this Jiraiya. He has to teach me. So, Naruto, the next day, passes because while everybody creates 1 shadow clones, he creates 3. And then he shows off, and then they help him with the teleportation jutsu because he marked the classroom before, because he copied the marks on the kunai, right? And he teleports around the classroom, kind of flexing, And then Iruka Sensei and him aren't as close yet, but he feels proud of his student for maturing, but he still places bottom of the class. Sadly, I know you guys was like, maybe he could be a genius. No, he's still the same old Naruto, except he's a lot more focused. He doesn't think he could become Hokage. He doesn't believe that he's strong enough. He looks at his classmate Sasuke Uchiha and he's like, that guy will become Hokage, but I will be just as strong as him. No, he's just trying to figure out who his father is. So that day, later that day, I should say, he goes into the Hokage's office and he speaks with the 3rd Hokage, and he's like, Lord 3rd, and Hiruzen's like, yes, my child, and he's like, who is Jiraiya? And then he's taken aback because he knows that Naruto hasn't learned about the Sannin yet, so how does he know about Jiraiya the Toad Sage? So he's like, he was a great ninja of the leaf. And then he's like, why do you ask? And then he's like, well, he takes out his kunai, and Hiruzen on the inside just is shocked. He hasn't seen that since that day. Since the day Lord 4th sealed Kurama away. Okay, so he gets a bit nostalgic, but he's like, it's time to tell you the whole truth, Naruto. He asks Anbu members to blockade this room. And he tells Naruto, nothing of what I tell you right now ever comes out to anybody. And then he explains. He's like, Naruto, Jiraiya was your father's master. And then Naruto was about to speak, but he says, wait, let me finish. Jiraiya was your father's master. He was a great ninja, one of the greatest of all time. But that day when your father died, your father was his star student. Your father and him trained together. It wasn't just master and student. They became friends. It's like Jiraiya was his de facto father. He would come to him for anything. And Naruto's like, okay, but who's my father? And then Hiruzen stands up and he's like, for now, I'll leave that a mystery. So Naruto goes and he knows in his head that he thinks. So that night he trains and he trains and he's happy because even though he's been bullied for being the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, he was always cast aside, looked at as weak or pathetic or less than. So in this moment where he finally has a clear person to talk to, finally knows something about his past, he feels content. He feels content to know that maybe I'll find out who my dad was, and then maybe just knowing about his legacy, I can make him proud. So Naruto stands up, he grabs the kunai and he says, I don't know if my dad used shadow clones, but even if, I want to be better than him. So he grabs the kunai and with all the strength he has, he pours every bit of chakra in his body into that kunai. And then, it's like, maybe, I don't know, It's like he put a certain seal on it to like say if someone who wasn't his son tried to use it or stole it from Naruto, it would take the potency of Uzumaki chakra and just a large scale of chakra. So the only people who could use it were Kage level fighters or a QB. Well, not a QB. There are other people who could use it. The Gold and Silver Brothers, Pain, Obito, Mother, stuff like that, you know? So, you never know. But, anyway, so he marks all over his room. And he doesn't have to pour as much chakra into it as he used to. He's teleporting all around the place. But he feels that the chakra strain has lessened. And he feels confident in himself. So, that night, he gets on his knees and he prays. He says, Dad, wherever you are, wherever you could be, I'm going to honor your legacy because your will of fire has been placed into me, and I won't give up. I won't give up that easily. I'll fight to make sure that your memory stays. I'll fight for you. I'm your only child. I think I am. But I want to make you proud, Dad. Good night. Just like that, he went to sleep. So the next day, Naruto teleports over to the training grounds, and Sakura, who has seen him as a slacker because he usually sleeps in class due to the major chakra strain of him trying to use his dad's kunai, is impressed by the fact that he just teleported there. Sasuke is also impressed, even though he doesn't want to admit it. He thinks that was pretty cool of Naruto to just come in out of nowhere. Unbeknownst to all of them, Kakashi was watching from a treetop, and he was proud of the kid, and he was intrigued because his master's son had just used his master's jutsu, and he felt nostalgic because he knew that maybe, just maybe, he could be just as great as his dad. So anyway, Kakashi comes down, still a bit late, but comes down and he meets Team 7. And he's like, it's the bell test. He holds up his bell, the two bells, and he's like, you three. Any jutsu you want, anything you want to do, just take it from me. Plain and simple. Just take it from me. So, Sasuke's like, alright, I have a plan. And then Naruto and Sakura's like, and he's like, Sakura, you'll be bait. Trap. You'll pretend to be looking for me and Naruto. And then, once Kakashi comes down to you to knock you out or attack you, I'll charge in with a fireball jutsu and catch him by surprise. Naruto, that jutsu that you used to get here, I want you to use it to get the bells from him. And then Naruto explains that he can't. And then he's like, what do you mean? And then Naruto explains the basis of the jutsu. I can't go places that haven't been marked. So the only way for me to get those bells from Kakashi is if I throw the kunai. Because it also has a marker on it that'll allow me to teleport to it. I also have another one. And then he's like, okay, but once I throw the kunai, there's reason to believe that I might not get it back. Kakashi could take it. And then he's like, I have an idea. And then he's like, what? I know that you have great chakra control. You may not see it, but me, Neji, and Hinata can see your chakra. Well, they can see it better than me, but I can still see it. And I saw how great of chakra control you had. So, this is what I need you to do. You missed a lesson on chakra threads. But chakra threads are like little needles, like threads that you can excrete from certain parts of your body. So, I need you to create like chakra threads on 2 of your fingers and attach them to each of your kunai. So, when you teleport with them, you come in and you hit them with taijutsu or ninjutsu, and then you pull the kunai back to your hand. That way, he won't be able to take it, thus giving you the element of surprise and a bit of a sneaky combination in battle. And then he's like, "Thanks, Sasuke." They do kind of like a bro fist bump thing, and Sakura kind of feels left out. So she's like, "All right." She jumps out of the thing, and Kakashi comes to her, and he's about to karate chop her, but he senses Sasuke's presence. He expected some low grade fire style jutsu, or maybe a water style jutsu, but he did not expect Sasuke to jump out of like fire style, fire dragon jutsu, and just a powerful like mini dragons made out of flame coming at him, and he knows that this was part of their plan, but he kind of feels he's like, "Where's Naruto?" And then he's thinking inside, I have to be careful. The kid has Minato Sensei's jutsu. If I get caught off guard, he'll kill me. He could steal the bells. So while he's dodging the jutsu, Sakura pulls out a kunai, and by some great miracle, barely manages to get a quick cut on one of Kakashi's hands. And just then, Naruto throws his kunai out. And then he's like, pathetic. And Naruto teleports, kicking him in the back. Before Kakashi could go to like punch him or even grab the kunai, Naruto yeets it back into his hand with the chakra thread, and then spins it in his hand, and then takes off the chakra threads from the circular end and attaches it to the body of the blade, throwing the metal circular head into Kakashi's face. Kakashi's never seen Genin fighting so furiously, and he's quite impressed by Sasuke and Naruto especially. He's more impressed by Naruto because Master Minato's jutsu takes a lot of chakra to use. So he feels kind of proud of the kid for using such a complex jutsu, but he doesn't let them get caught off guard. He creates a lightning clone, and then he purposely lets Sakura stab that one again in the back, but this time it exploded in lightning chakra, not electrocuting her, but pushing her back into a tree, knocking her out. Sasuke jumps back and he's like, "Fire style, fireball jutsu!" And then a fireball coming to Kakashi. And then Naruto's like, "Sasuke, I have an idea." And then he's like, "What?" And then he gives Sasuke a kunai and he's like, "Follow my lead." And then Sasuke charges in with the kunai and tries to stab Kakashi with it, but Kakashi catches him off guard. He's curious about what their plan is. He kicks the kunai into a nearby tree, right? The one right next to Sakura. And then Naruto throws his kunai in, sweeping his leg over Kakashi, but Kakashi ducks. So now he's like, "Shit, what am I gonna do?" So Kakashi does the only thing that he knows how to do. He doesn't want to hurt the kids because they're his team and he's impressed with their effort, but he also knows that this is a good learning moment and that they needed to work better as a team. Sasuke and Naruto already have great teamwork skills, but they left Sakura out. Leaving her as bait could be very bad and end in fatality. So as a bit of a punishment, he pushes not a little bit of chakra into his hand to form a Chidori. Right? And he slams the Chidori into Sasuke. And just the sheer force of the lightning chakra sends him flying back. But Naruto is feeling pain. His ears are bleeding because of the loud dove chirping of the Chidori. So he's like, crap. So he attaches another chakra thread to the other kunai into the tree and purposely pulls it out really heavy so that the tree would come down, right? So the tree comes down And while Kakashi's distracted with the sound, he throws the kunai in front of Kakashi, meaning to kick him into the stomach and grab the bells. But when he goes in for the kick, Kakashi grabs his foot and slams him into the ground. So in the aftermath of the whole battle, Naruto and Sasuke feel kind of bummed out that they couldn't get the bells from Kakashi. But then when Kakashi takes them up to the place where they were talking about their dreams, he's like, he tells them about what the assignment, he's like, that wasn't meant for you guys to pass. And then they're like, what do you mean? And then he explains this like, it was meant to show you that it was meant for reference. I wanted to measure how strong you guys were. You guys are. And I got to measure you and Sasuke's powers pretty immensely, Naruto. But Sakura, because you were decommissioned mid-fight, sorry about that, by the way, I couldn't get to measure your full capabilities. So I'm not 100% sure about this. But, anyway, so Naruto's like, well, I guess it's good that we weren't meant to pass. But next time, we're gonna pass. And you better believe it. And then he does a little thumbs up thing. So Naruto is like, so Kakashi's like, what are your dreams? And then Sasuke is like, to kill Itachi. Same as in original. Sakura, in this timeline, she says two things. I have two dreams. She's like, one, I want to be just as strong as Naruto and Sasuke. And two, to marry Sasuke. And then Sasuke kind of blushes and he's like, not a chance. And she's like, we'll see. So Naruto stands up and he's like, my dream is simple. It's not complex and it's not unattainable. I want to know who my father was, and I want to follow in his footsteps. Maybe my dad was the Hokage. Maybe my dad ran a ramen shop or something. I don't care. Whatever my dad did, I want to know. I want to know who he was. I want to know his legacy. And maybe, just maybe, he could have been a great person. He could have changed the world. So that is my dream. To know who my father was and to fight to be just like him. That is why I will never give up. And that's my ninja way. So, anyway, after that, stuff just kind of happens. Everything plays out the same. So, they get tasked, Team 7 gets tasked with escorting the bridge builder to... Team 7 gets tasked with escorting that bridge builder to his village to build his bridge. So, on the way there, things start to get a bit dicey. So, on the way there, they get attacked by the demon brothers, just like usual. Except Naruto is like, guys, I got this. And he throws his kunai on both sides of the brothers, and they're like, huh, you missed, you punk kid. And then Naruto just jumps forward, teleports to the tree next to the first one, and stabs him into his back. Jumps back, and then he's like, Shadow Clone Jutsu! And then they all jump up into the air. And then they're like, and then the head Naruto, or the real Naruto's like, huh, time lapse, blitz, blast, Naruto barrage. And then they just start teleporting in between the brothers. Every clone taking a swing at both of them. At the end of the barrage, the 500 clones, the guys they're way past unconscious. They're severely beaten. And then, but of course they got a couple good swings, and some of the clones did poof. But Naruto clearly won the day there. And then Sakura is like, good job, Naruto. And then Sasuke's like, you took too long, dude. I mean, no, he didn't say anything. He's just like, They keep going, and then they bump into Zabuza. Kakashi can just feel the power emanating off this guy. He's not gonna let his Genin students come up and try to face this guy. Plus, he sees the sword, and he's just like, You're one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. You're one of the 6 swordsmen of the mist, right? And then he's like, with just a sinister grin on his face, he's like, correct. And to the winner goes the spoils. That's me, like, pretending, like, making knife sounds with scissors. Anyway, he charges at Kakashi, and Kakashi is barely thinking. So he kicks Zabuza into the pool, into the pond, into the river, and Zabuza summons a water dragon jutsu. Kakashi copies the jutsu and sends his water dragon right back at him. And then the kids just look and see a man. They look up and see a man, or what they think is a girl. It's obviously Haku. Haku, seeing that how Kakashi might beat his master, he jumps down and he charges Naruto. He saw what he did to the demon brothers, and he couldn't take any chances with them. He may be a Genin, but he's really strong for a Genin. So he jumps at Naruto and just kicks him in the face. And then Haku does one of the most badass things I might ever say to you guys. He kicks off one of his sandals, right? And then he kicks off one of his sandals, and as it's in the air, he takes 2 kunai from out of his ninja tool bag and throws them at Sasuke. Sasuke has no time to react, so Sasuke reacts and he dodges the 2 kunai, and then Haku just spin kicks his shoe into Sasuke's balls. The shoe kicked him in his nuts, and this guy fell, bro. He fell. And then Naruto is currently lodged inside a tree. He kicked him so hard that he actually fell. And Haku just doesn't have any time to fuck around with Sakura. So he creates an ice crystal mirror, and he traps Sakura inside of it. And then all of his crystal clones, I'm going to call them crystal clones, they all come in and slash at Sakura. She's basically unconscious, and she needs a medical ninja right now. By the way, just a side note, first time I saw Haku, thought he was a girl. But, and you're probably like, that makes no sense, because I thought Neji was a boy, even though he had long ass hair. And that fucking, what was it, a pink no, it looked like, I was just, what the fuck? It's a boy? Why does he look like that? But anyway, so, Sasuke just gets pissed. So right there on the spot, Sasuke, wait, I forgot. This is before the Chunin exams. Bro, I'm not sure if he awakened his Sharingan yet. No, I don't think he did. No. So, at this point, Sasuke awakens his Sharingan. And he's just pissed. So, Haku sees the Sharingan and he gets kind of scared. But he knows that he needs a bit more chakra to activate the ice crystal mirror. But even if he does manage to evade Sasuke until he has enough chakra to activate it, Sasuke might actually brutally murder him, even if. So Sasuke gets up, and he starts charging up a water style. This is not a jutsu I think I made up on the spot. I'm not sure if it's a canon jutsu, but it's water style, water cannon jutsu. And then water from the river comes up, and it spurts out at Sasuke. Or, so he thinks is what's going to happen. Sasuke already put him under a genjutsu. Haku thinks that Sasuke is still just there about to get killed, when in actuality, Sasuke put him under a minor genjutsu. Zabuza notices Haku not moving, so still not wanting to take his eyes off Kakashi, throws a kunai at his leg. The pain jolts him out of the genjutsu, but he couldn't react quick enough. Sasuke kicks him in the face, and then using a fireball jutsu, shoots him back at Zabuza, breaking his concentration long enough so that Kakashi could summon a lightning blade, right? So he summons a lightning blade and cuts through Zabuza. He's pretty badly hurt, and Haku feels responsible. But Haku is just like, he charges at Sasuke, throwing a bunch of kunai at him. At this point, Naruto is now waking up, because that kick really messed him up. And he sees the chaos that's unfolded. Sakura's back really cut up on the floor, and he's starting to grow fond of her. But she's a teammate, so he knows that the right thing to do is to make this nigga pay. So he summons a bunch of shadow clones, right? And takes out his kunai. They all came out with a kunai, and he takes one from all of them, and then he's just like, alright guys, back me up. And he throws all of their kunai, their combined 5 kunai, at all parts around the battlefield. One clone comes in, and just as the first 2 kunai pierces Sasuke's shoulders, 1, 2, and the third's about to pierce him, the clone comes out of nowhere, grabbing the kunai in with his hand in midair, poofing him. He got poofed though. I mean, not yet. It messed up the Shadow Clone, but the Shadow Clone still managed to create one wind style jutsu. Wind style! Gale breath! And then just like chocolate charges from it comes into his stomach, and it just blasts a powerful wind at Haku, pushing him back, so hurting him. So the clone teleports next to Sakura, grabs her, and then he looks at Naruto, and Naruto's like, yep, go. Naruto knows it's going to take a lot of chakra to maintain the clone, and the nearest town, the town's about 5 miles from there. So one of the clones comes to Kakashi's side, the scene that he sees horrifies him. Zabuza has stabbed Kakashi through his shoulder onto a tree and is about to kill him. So he comes out of nowhere, kicks the guy at the side of his face. And before he could even summon any jutsu, Naruto is getting all of this to himself. He's just sitting in a corner trying to maintain the shadow clone that's taking Sakura to get help and maintain these other ones. That's why they aren't getting killed by some simple hits, because he only summoned 3. The one that took Sakura, the one that took Sasuke, the one that saved Sasuke and was fighting Haku, and the one who charged in as Zabuza. But Naruto's getting all this information, and he's getting pissed, and he's losing control. Before you know it, Zabuza stomps the Shadow Clone's head in, and then he reaches in for a sword to decapitate Kakashi, only for the sword to be caught by Naruto, encased in QB chakra. The Shadow Clones the other 2 Shadow Clones don't disappear though. It actually makes them stronger, and even though they're not, they get a cloak around them too. They're more feral now. So anybody who tries to mess with their mission of getting Sakura help, saving Sasuke, will die. Naruto has a tail out. They don't. They just have a cloak. A little cloak. So Naruto is just bodying Zabuza now, just punching into him left, right. But Zabuza, he's just taking this shit like a tank, G. So he jumps back at Naruto, kneeing this nigga in his stomach, bro, kicking him right back. And Naruto just has it. He used a combination jutsu that he didn't think he would need. He summons a shadow clone. That one's also covered in a cloak, by the way. And he jumps up and used that wind style jutsu he used earlier, including a new his affinities or bro. I lucky forgot, but I believe wind style, lightning style. Oh, it's wind style, lightning style, and maybe fire style, but I'm not sure. Let's just say he has lightning style in this one, okay? So he jumps up into the air and he shoots out the gale force winds. And then the clone like weaves some hand signs together and like creates a ball of lightning and throws it into wood. So now Naruto is pretty messed up. He's been pushed. He doesn't even know what to do. He's scared. He's honestly scared for his teammates' life. He's not in good condition. But the new jutsu is called gains his strength and pulls combined attack, wind, lightning, fucking shoulder, right? Gale force, thunderstorm takes the blade and just heavy ass pushes Zabuza back. He's about to kill him. Just push when Zabuza. He's badly hurt, and the lightning doesn't make it any better. Loyal to Zabuza, he kicks him in the foot and headbutts him. Naruto by this time is passed out because the Kurama chakra messed his body up. The Shadow Clone defending Sasuke has knocked out Haku, and the one carrying Sakura to the hospital got her into the hospital before it poofed. Just like right as soon as he got into the hospital. I don't know if Kurama or if his chakra was exhausted, so even if the Shadow Clones had stayed, they'd probably just be under Kurama's complete and total control. So, oh yeah. Sorry about the background for the kunai. That's the best I could do. I'm sorry if it looks trash. I'll get a better one for next video. Don't worry. Anyway, so Naruto is passed out, and Kakashi knows he has to finish this one. So he takes the sword and he throws it at Zabuza. Zabuza jumps over the sword and he's about to just brawl with Kakashi. When Sasuke, defying all odds, charges up, you fucking guessed it, a damn Chidori. But his Sharingan isn't activated, so he has a tunnel vision effect. He's focused on Zabuza, but he just rips right through the guy, knocking him out. But because of that, he accidentally hit Kakashi, who was right behind him, messing him up as well. So now, Sasuke, being the only conscious member of Team 7, is effed. So he creates a Shadow Clone to help him carry Kakashi and Naruto. He's carrying Kakashi on his back, and he's carrying Naruto on his back, and the clone is carrying Kakashi. Honestly, and before he leaves, though, he picks up Naruto's kunai and he puts it in his ninja tools bag, and then they race to town. Sasuke drops him off at the hospital, and he thinks that he's the only strong member of the team. When he drops to his knees, one of his eyes bleeding from overuse of the Sharingan. Because remember, he just awakened the Sharingan, and he just over-fucking did it in that battle with Haku. Because he used a Sasuke passed out because, honestly, he used a mild-scaled genjutsu. And you're probably like, are you serious? Why would his eye start to bleed for that? I meant that because he used his right eye, the one that bled the most, because that's the eye that he used to cast the genjutsu on I can't believe I'm blanking on this right now. I said his name, Haku. I've said his name so many times and I blanked. Anyway, so he falls down, and now just everybody in Team 7 is done. They're all unconscious, and they're freaking out. So that's where, they're all passed out. That's it for right now. Yeah. Hope you like part 1. Bye, guys. And you.